Hey, welcome to another episode of Pitch to Product Podcast. I am Peter,
I am Bobby.
and you guys are always fantastic. I really appreciate that everyone spends the extra effort. Actually, let's call it what it is. You're investing time in listening to this podcast so you can build your dream. And what are we going to talk about today, Bobby?
At your dreams, you have to work at your dreams.
Yes.
And work.
It is, man, it is work, right? Is
It's
there
work.
shortcuts to this?
No, even
No.
just try to remember the dream you had last night. You have to work at remembering it.
So I've been kind of changing my tune on conversations a little bit because you know what? I'm kind of done telling people how the dream works. I'm here to break down how you think the dream works and teach you how to start rebuilding your dream so you can reach your goals.
Of course.
So since you kind of picked this topic, why don't I let you start? Give me some stuff that you got questions, or give me a place to start, and let's get going.
Well, let's start with your idea. Let's
Yep.
start. You've had this idea. It's been in your head rattling around. Start thinking about it now. And I've always said this. It's a business. It's a business. It's a business. So start breaking it down as the business that it is. Number one, what's the competition like?
Yep.
Look for the competition. You could do that yourself.
Right. Where's the gap? Or again, if you found one of those products that there's nothing out there, there is still competition. What is in the market
field.
what are people buying instead of that product that doesn't exist? Because that's your future audience. You have to know them pretty well.
If you have a tool, well, what were they doing before that tool you invented makes that easier and better?
Right.
What was being done?
Right.
So what's the benefit to your
Yep.
tool?
Well, more so, like you're going to have to deal with the first objection I could think of would be, oh, I already have that tool, so I don't really need yours. Right. So this is where you have to demonstrate that product.
Right.
How do you demonstrate a dream?
Well, you could explain it. You could
Right.
sketch it. You could explain how it takes you 3 steps to do this. If we had this tool, we could take 2 of those steps out. That's why this tool is needed.
Yeah. So, you and I both seen it now probably in the last few weeks, actually probably for the last year. We're starting to see like an AI presentation of ideas.
Yes.
What does that mean when they say, well, I already have this done through AI?
That means they could speak to a machine that's seen other products and they could print it out for you at the best of its ability, but it can't tell you how it works.
Well, we're talking
it can't
about
do the work for you.
We're talking about having to work, right? So you're right. It did the thinking part. It did some of the work. Did
Some
it
of the
do a
work.
lot of the work?
Actually, I'm thankful when you bring me an AI sketch.
Yeah.
It's
It's a good reference point because guess what? AI is not going to tell you all the things you need to know. You have to ask the right questions. So even then, the people that are utilizing AI are asking the right questions. It sounds like good work, right?
It's to a point.
Right. But it's
Cool.
still work. If
It's
you know how
work.
to ask
Still,
the
no,
right
everything is
question.
work.
Yeah,
You
exactly.
still have to try to explain it properly because sometimes you have to talk to AI 13 times to get what you want to get across because it's not speaking your language.
And look, that's a great point. It's a language, right?
It's a language.
There's a language barrier, there's a momentum barrier, but make no mistake about it. AI is improving the process. It is not replacing the work.
Not one bit.
And look at Bobby, we're skirting around the conversation a little bit, but what do people have to work at the most to build it, to bring a dream to market?
Trying to get it made. Try to get the physical product done that proves that it's done. That proves that it works.
Or how about just that it proves it can be done?
That's true.
Right.
That's true.
Like, and so I'm with you. I would actually have a different answer, but I actually think yours is the correct one, right? Because what does somebody need to get the work done? The money,
No, 100%.
right? So this is the chicken and the egg that we're always battling. It's like, hey, I need to go and show my investor this thing. Can you make me this like widget? And that pretty much, if I could make your widget, that's what I'm asking the investor to give you the money for. If I can develop that and do all the work and figure it out, I mean, it's not, if you could just magically make it, you wouldn't need,
You need us.
you wouldn't need an investor because you go straight to sales.
Exactly.
And so I think that's the circular argument. I think everybody that calls us wants to do the work. I think it's just not understanding the work that needs to be done.
And they don't understand the expense of the work, the expense of getting the proper work done, the sourcing, the materials,
Yes.
the tooling. All that is part of the work. I've always said anybody can make a toothpick. Anybody can make a toothpick.
Right.
Go make 1 million of them.
Right. That's where
That
it
changes everything.
It changes everything. Go
And make 1 million of them at the price to compete with other toothpicks.
at a quality that doesn't break every time you try and get whatever the toothpick's supposed to do.
Exactly.
Look at on that tangent a little bit, right? It's about organized work, it's about smart work, but you used the word cost. Someone taught
Yes.
me a long time ago, like it's really it's finding you have to invest. Right,
Yes.
and whether you're investing your effort, whether you're investing your time, your resources, your, money, like, those are things that you have no choice. I don't like, I've never seen a way around it. I've never seen anybody successfully not invest in the process or invest in the next step and again, affordability is everything, right? Like, it's no question, it's no joke. That's why everybody tries to avoid it because can you do anything without money?
I don't know one thing
Right, but
other than sit in the grass. It
yeah,
depends where.
yeah, exactly. It really depends where. But you kind of in a conversation we had earlier today or at some point, you kind of mentioned like what are the things that you wish people would have done before they called us, right? And maybe these aren't free, but they're
But
not,
the free stuff is important.
and they're
A
not
sketch is
expensive, right?
free. You could do a rough sketch. You could try to explain it. You could look for competition for free. You could do that on your phone. You can
Yeah.
explain the benefits of your idea for free. You know, there's knowledge that you can have that's not costing you anything. At one point, it will cost you to move the product forward, but get as much as you can get. You
Well, look,
know,
I'm under non-disclosure with the conversation I had, but I can share these parts of it, right? I had a very good conversations. This is probably the majority of my conversations, probably yours as
Mine
well. But
same.
since we're busy talking to people all day long, this is our opportunity to compare notes, have conversations, and figure out amongst ourselves what people need to hear and help. But the conversations that I had mostly today was everybody has a really good idea. One of them had it really worked out, like where I can see they used AI and they broke down every step of this device, and I had someone else that had gone and made their own silicone mold and learned how to do that and put it together and showed me a prototype that worked. Now, what is the one thing that they were both missing? And I'll give you the answer. It was the investment dollars needed to get started.
Yes.
And so on one side, it was actually a pretty low dollar amount that needed to get started because silicone tooling is not expensive. Maybe it's TPE, maybe, again, whatever. I knew the materials well enough that I could advise. But the mindset was like, oh, I need to go get everybody else to invest in me. Bobby, who invested in you?
Nobody.
And
Myself.
how did you get here?
Research,
Right.
finding out
I
referrals,
yeah,
people that knew me.
okay, exactly. And I sent everyone a text. I saw it on LinkedIn today. Damon John. Apparently,
Yes.
there's a post going around. Whether it's true or not, I probably believe it just because I've been in that Shark Tank space long enough. But you know, you're either sitting around waiting or you're starting. And Damon started Fubu with $40.
With a knit hat with a hole in the top.
Yeah, and so if you don't start where you can, you'll never finish where you want to be. That's what the
Every journey
capstone.
has to start with the first step.
Yep. So that's the hardest part is what is that first step? And so here's the moral of the story. On one side, someone made something they can make in their basement or in their house, and they were able to do it to show something. Now, when you show somebody something that looks like it was made in a um,
Rude.
crude manner, it can be equated to a hey, my kindergarten teacher could have done that, or my kindergarten class
Right.
could have done that better. And so that's not investable. When you show somebody something that like looks like that, Bobby and I get excited,
Oh,
like extremely
yes.
excited, because we can understand what you're trying to build. We can have conversations about why you thought about designing it the way you did. We can understand like all the little things, but
But that's because we're in this field.
exactly.
Your cousin does not. Your
Yes.
neighbor does not.
Right.
We're in this field because we've seen it 1,000 times. And we can say, oh, here's where it has to go from here. Here's what needs
Yep.
to be mold this here. But most people don't see that.
Well, and so how important is other people seeing your idea at the state that they can understand it?
Don't go unprepared.
Yes.
Don't go. It's like going to a bank for a loan without a business plan.
Yep. So that's the tail on the one side, right? Like we have to like that person can actually go and show and demonstrate the idea and did a pretty good job in my world and Bobby's world
Right.
to be able to show us what they did. I saw another
Well, for us to understand it,
for us to
for
understand.
us to
Yes.
understand it,
Thanks for someone else is going to
they're
look.
speaking a different language.
Yeah, could you imagine like seeing a candy bar at the grocery store that's all melted, unwrapped, that someone handmade?
Yeah.
You wouldn't buy it. You wouldn't invest in it, right? So you have to understand that it's a completed product that someone needs to see that vision on because because they're just not trained. Like we're consumers, right? What do we see? We
Products,
see product. When you
products,
go anywhere, what do you see? You see
finished
things in
product.
package. You see
Exactly.
things that are, oh, I
Name
like.
on the front, explanation.
Yes, you see the pretty pictures that tells you what it does. I don't know what it does, but I see the picture. It tells me what it did. It's
Wait.
Yeah,
I go to H Mart grocery store,
yeah,
the Asian grocery store.
yeah.
I don't know what anything is. I'm so thankful they have pictures. I'm so thankful they have pictures. If not, I don't know what I'm eating.
Yeah, yeah.
There's
No,
80 different types of ramen. At least they have pictures explaining what's in
look
there.
at we're about to get our first H Mart just down the street from here that is like is in the neighborhood that I live in. So I'm excited. But you're right. Like again, menus, right?
Menus.
Pictures, numbers, designation. Like you don't know what you're ordering. You hope to order what you want. But
Exactly.
again, that's a great analogy that someone had to break it down to the simplest level. They trained us how to buy something, and right now retailers have taught us. Even Amazon has taught us the new way. I see
Yes.
a picture, I see a video, I get what I'm looking for. It matches up with my search.
Front view, side view, top view, moving around. There's a video, reviews. We get more stuff from Amazon than we've ever gotten in life
Right.
going to a store and knowing the competition or anything.
Well, we again, so that was the tale of the hard work. And so both these people, I will tell you, did a lot of hard work. The challenge on the other side, these people today I saw and I met, we they have a fantastic idea. It's a very sincere product. It helps. It's a health product, so health and wellness is huge right now.
More than
However,
anything.
well, and they have designed it. I mean, it makes high technology. It's up there with like some of the high technology things. The challenge is, they're two people, they're two friends that don't have the funds to bring this to market, and so, you know, I looked up the Aura Ring, and I just asked, "Oh, you're wearing one? There you go." I asked how much did they initially raise, or how much did it cost for them to get through the R&D process, and they had raised $650 million according
Yes.
to AI. And again, I don't know if it's a verified source, but I believe it was. I'm sharing. I'm not judging, but I knew it was a pretty significant amount of money. And then it went on to say that in addition to that launch, which was apparently on a Kickstarter campaign, they also raised $1.5 billion or $1.2 billion. Right, so they're constantly in growth mode, and
Evolving. Version number
evolving.
4 now.
Right. And so that's like that's hard work. And it didn't come without investment. What they figured out early on was, how do I do this? And when I say how do I do this, Bobby, what I'm asking you is, or to help me explain to people, you can either go find the money to do your big dream, or you
Right.
can break it down to the simple starting points.
You have to start somewhere.
And that sounds like
Version 1.
that is so important. And look, you have a different, path, and we ended up here with the same conversations, the same
Daily.
understanding. But if you don't break it down to the smallest starting point, investors will never believe you. So the conversation I had with the complicated part was, and look, just so you understand, they were talking about not just a
Proof of
product.
concept first. Let's start with that first
Oh,
original proof of concepts.
they went so far beyond proof of concept. They wanted to. It did all the right things, and I'm not judging the design for the whole thing, but that design requires millions of dollars of funding. It requires them to go and figure out how to raise that capital, and that's not us. I mean,
No,
I can help have the conversation. The part that Bobby and I can be involved in every one of those conversations is how we work, where we would utilize that money, and what you get in return. So I'm accountable to your investors' money,
100%.
right? Because I want them too. So I'll be on those calls. Bobby will
We'll
be
be
on
on the
those
calls.
calls. Dan will be on those calls. John will be on those calls. Like the hard part is, where do you get started? So I recommend, don't make the dream so outrageous. Let me rephrase that. It's not the word outrageous. It is so far beyond anyone's means that someone with the means, like an Aura or a health device, could say, "Wow, that's a great idea. I didn't think of that. I have the team, the bandwidth, and the money to do it." Start small. Proof of concept is exactly what I told the two today. It's exactly what I told the other gentleman that I talked to earlier today. So it's the bane of my conversation. What is the minimal viable product that we can make
Right.
that is not heavy on electronics, not heavy, like, we can do all these things. I can make all the electronic products. I can build apps. So those things don't scare us. Can you afford to do them without a team of investors?
And you got to remember, you got to start at one place where as you grow, you can bring in more investors if you want to, but at the same time, you're adding more features. You got to have that starting vision first where people buy the concept and say, oh, the next version could do this. Now let's get the next order to add the next features we want to it. You know,
So, since we're on the hard work topic, where do you think inventors and entrepreneurs and business people with product ideas, what do you think the work looks like that they need to do before they meet us?
got to first understand the business of the product.
Okay.
Understand the business of the product. You got to be able to explain the invention, but also understand the business of the product you're moving into. You
Okay.
know, it's not just, hey, I'm going to compete against Boeing. I'll make a jet.
Right. And so, yeah, I mean, I'll break it down a little bit. To me, that means, yeah, don't tell me that the market is worth $3 trillion and all I want is 1% of it. You know how many times we hear that?
Every day.
Yeah. So that's not a business.
No.
What you need to understand is, okay, I am number 30,337 on this list of options that you have. What percentage does that look like? What is that market share? If we had 37,000, a micro fraction of a percentage of anything between a small group and selling, I don't know, 2,000, 5,000,
Right.
10,000 units, that's a huge amount of money.
But I've always said, if you look at if you just took hand drills, look how many variations of hand drill. You look
Right.
at, uh, think of your budgets, because I always tell people the same thing is you could buy an $8 Fruit Loom t-shirt, you could buy a $65 Versace white t-shirt. It's still a white t-shirt, but you got to work the way is Fruit Loom selling to the masses. So
Yes.
that's where you want to start off at to build your brand recognition. So you can start growing to the higher end market. But
Well, no, that's great advice. I heard something. I heard
the
Seth
shelf
Code,
space.
shelf space. I heard two things that were really interesting. It was Richard Branson, right, billionaire.
Yes.
You remember when he had Virgin Cola?
Yeah.
And, he drove a Sherman tank into Times Square and ran over a bunch of Diet Coke and Diet Pepsi and made a big news thing. Well, someone asked him today, he goes, "Well, what was your biggest failure in life?" He goes, "It was underestimating the power of a big brand."
Yes.
And even though he said, for 2 years, we were starting to take market space from the big 3, it wasn't until I made that big splash and I really got on everyone's radar, I didn't realize why our sales plummeted within months, and then to a point where, he had to shut Virgin Cola down.
Yep.
And it came down to exactly what you said, Bobby, that the other competitors, and he didn't single anybody out, but the strategy was we can go buy the shelf space. We can
Correct.
survive longer than you can where we freeze you out. And so when I say hard work, right, it's not just hard work, it's smart work. You
Mhm.
need to work smart. You need to understand what you can do yourself. So break down. Here's like
Not
let's
only know your starting points, you got to know where you fit in and where you can
yes.
afford to fit in. You get doesn't have to be David Goliath all the time.
Well,
You start a little smaller, work your way up there,
you live in New York City. I live in the suburbs here, but like farmers markets, what are they selling?
and of everything. Well, in our neighborhood, all the fresh fruit, the
Yeah.
farmers in the neighborhoods are bringing their food down to us.
Well, how many times do you walk into a farmer's market and there's like just somebody there that doesn't sell fruit, right? They're selling something.
Yes. There's
I,
a bourbon guy that makes upstate bourbon,
yeah,
New York upstate bourbon. He sells it there, and New Yorkers, we love it. He
and
brings it to us.
exactly. So whatever you're selling, like that's part of the hard work. Is you gotta like get out there and be exposed. So here's what I'm gonna like rapid fire question. Hard work. Am I better off trying to figure out how to get AI and everybody do this for free, or am I better off going to figure out how to raise capital so I can get the product done to market?
Honestly, myself is get as much as you can done free and then move
Yes.
forward
All
to
right.
try to
So
get
what are
capital.
those things?
Doing a good sketch, market survey, knowing what your competition, knowing what the difference between you and your competition.
Yep.
Explain your product, explain your why.
Yes.
Explain why someone would want your version.
Yes. And I will go a step further. Do the hard work and prove it.
Yes.
Right. Because we're no longer in a show me generation. I know we moved from like a tell me to a show me. We are now in a prove to me
Prove it.
generation. And
Yes.
so that is a huge thing. So, okay. So I sketch something. I can't sketch, Bobby. I can draw stick figures. So what do I need to do?
Get your phone,
Yep.
start talking to your phone to chat. Chat, give me a helmet. Give me a helmet with a green visor. Give me a helmet with a half visor.
Yeah.
And break it down in your own words till you get more or less what you want. To be able to explain it to someone else
Okay.
without you saying this, and this, and them not understanding.
Totally agree. And I'll even go one step further. Now say Give me the dimensions that fits a whatever size head or person or body and understand the variables, right? Give me some dimensions. What do I need to do? Ask it, hey, what materials would I best make this out of? So, what laws do I need to understand that are in this realm? Or what
Guilty. Yep.
what policies or what do they call them? Regulations do I need to be concerned about? Like these are all the things that you can ask AI, and it's pretty effective.
Pretty effective.
Now, we do that because we know the questions that we have, but we do not use it to tell anybody that we've got this figured out. There is still a human side to this, right?
100%.
Like the amount of people that call us and say, I already got it all figured out. That's the most dangerous statement you could ever make because AI figured out your questions to answer them the best way it knew how to do. And I will tell you, there's a lot of question manipulation that people give into these search engines, into these AIs, that you get the answer you're looking for, not the answer that
Not
is the one that you need.
exactly. And it's also, it doesn't know exactly every part of your product. It doesn't know the feel of it. It doesn't know the competition that you'll have, like why people use the Shoei helmet more than they use the Bell helmet, or why. And I didn't mean
Yeah.
to degenerate and say anything bad about the helmet. I'm just saying the different
No,
helmets.
no,
But
exactly.
why does people like this one? Is it a different feel on the ears? Is it a different cushion that they
Well,
use?
that's human study, right? That's
That's what it
someone
is.
look at that's what people want. Like there's people that go to school for that. There's people that have experience for that. It's not something that you can just pop out or you can ask your friend, hey, does this fit on your head?
Exactly.
There's no two body types that are the same. There's no two heads that are the same. Like everything is measured down to quarter inches.
We had a product from a guy. I won't say the product, but it had to do with noses.
Yeah.
And he wanted something that custom fit for a client's nose. There's 5,000 sizes.
Well,
From
look at
length, size, the depth, the size out, the width, everything is different. You know?
everything.
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 From
Uh, Look at I'll give you an example. You know that I started a CPAP journey a while ago,
yeah,
probably about 3 months in, and before I did that, I was like, I'm not going through this insurance stuff. This is going to be. And then I looked them up. I'm like, wow, this is $1,000, and or more than $1,000, and it's hard. It's hard to find them. I am so glad that I went through the proper process to get one because
yes,
I will tell you, I appreciate the amount of work and detail that went into the experience that I had. And I know a lot of people out there are like, wow, it sucks. I got to put this mask on. Talking about the nose thing, I give you just the one example. I got these things called pillows, and the company was smart enough to send me the three options. I think the majority of them are what I would do with the medium ones. They literally are little pillows that sit on my nostrils and they stay connected. I breathe in and out. I don't notice it at night. It does not bother me one bit. And I'm going to tell you, I'm not the princess and the pea type personality,
right,
but I don't like my sheets wrinkled. Like I
right.
feel things in the middle
Mhm.
of the night that bother me and I straighten them out and I'll go back to bed. So I'm really amazed that this does not bother me. And why is that? Because someone
Took the
put the
time.
hard work
Yep.
in. I appreciate whoever that was. I'm like, wow. Not only did they put the hard work into figuring out the average, but just in case I was like to a smaller nostril or a larger nostril, I got them sitting there. I looked at both. I'm like, wow, I can't believe that there's this much discrepancy between people's nostrils.
Earbuds. Buy some
Earbuds.
earbuds. They always give you a pack of 3 different sizes,
I'm going to tell you right now, I cannot.
and they still sell additional.
I
If
don't
you
buy
want it.
earbuds because I lose them. They fall out of my ear all the time, and I don't notice that they're gone until like I realize, wait a minute, why does the sound mono now?
I ride a bike and fall out.
Right, and I'm not going back to pick them up. I love when an airplane takes off. Recently, the uh, the stewardess or stewards come to the back of the plane and pick up all the earbuds that fell out on takeoff, and they're all at the back of the plane. So, or at the back of the first wall that you
Yeah.
hit. So, pretty funny. But you're right. Everyone's different, but someone's put a lot of research into that,
Yes.
right? And that's hard work. Can you do that with AI?
Uh, No. Well, you could do a little research, but you're
Yeah,
not going to
right.
get all that. Uh,
Exactly. I think there's still trial and error. I think AI gives you a better starting point.
But can I also say one thing also
Yep.
is don't fear when you're doing your invention, the competition, because just from talking earbuds right now,
Yeah.
we're old enough to remember the first headphones, the Walkman ones.
Well,
Remember ones with the little foam that used to
well,
go
you
up on
can
the
even
ear?
go back. I mean, it was the
Mm,
big RCA ones that you put over your ears, right?
yeah.
Like now they're back. Everyone wears a podcast. I'm trying not to. My ears get too
And
hot.
look how many variations of products out there because there are markets,
Yeah.
which is beautiful. That's the beautiful. There's for
It's
your
all
idea
hard
that
work.
you have, if you find a variation, and if we do a proper product, there will be someone that wants that product if it serves a purpose that you could explain.
Well, I'm gonna make a statement because I think it's just as much hard work to be wrong,
Yes.
right? And so
And stubborn.
that's probably the better word, right? Like
Let's be
so
honest.
again, um, the second conversation I had today, which was with that was a very well detailed, and I could see Chat GPT or some AI program really detailed everything out, and it was very specific. But it also got them to a point where they were so pigeonholed into that's the only way to make it, and I had to tell them people, this is incredible, but you could not afford to make this without raising a tremendous amount of capital. If that is what we're about to do, or you already have that, then tell me to be quiet because I am presuming, and I don't like to presume, but I just know that, like, you wouldn't be on a call with me on a second call if you had the funding or when you were asking me questions like, what do you think this would cost to bring to market?
Exactly.
Okay. It's like going
Chat
to
can't tell you that.
Chat cannot tell you that.
Cannot tell you that.
Actually, more dangerous. It might tell you that,
Be
and
dead
it
wrong.
will be wrong.
It will be wrong.
And because there's not a single way you bring something to market. It's an evaluation of all the different things, and the hard work goes into that process. Somebody asked me today what DFM meant, and I'm like, okay, everybody else is going to give you a design. That design is going to go to a manufacturer. That manufacturer is going to look at it and go, who the hell did this? I like the
Right.
design, but I don't know what to do with it. I'll give you
Hard to
another.
make it.
I'll give you an in-store example. We had somebody that said they got it all done. They figured it out. We made a piece of equipment. It's a gym product. I went to go pick up the bar today, and it is like 80 pounds. It is a solid piece of steel because that designer did not hollow it out. And we've been scratching our heads
Right.
going, why is this part costing so much? And so, again, we got it handed to us. It was not part of the process like we normally go through. I didn't do the design,
Nope.
but this is where I'm going to tell you I have never, and I can make the statement, I challenge anybody, every product that has been sent to me, they think the hard work is done, that they've done for free. It's that last 10% that's the
Yes.
hardest part.
Yeah.
That is where you got to be flexible. That's where you have to understand cost. That's where you have to understand I might need to rescope design that I thought was going to be my
Yep.
final. That is hard conversation as well as hard work.
They don't even think that same product might have to come from 3 different places. This place is this component. This place is this component. This place is the only one that makes these kind of alloys at this price, so we could get it for this product here.
Yeah.
So
Well, that's a great part. And again, yeah, doing hard work, there's 3 parts, right? Everyone has to work hard. There's no question about it. You have to work smart and you have to use the budget that you have to get your idea done. So I'm going to use a piece
yes,
of technology, right? Cameras. I got 2 options. Do I need to reinvent a micro camera or something that I can go buy off a shelf, Bobby? Do I need to reinvent that? Probably
no,
not,
no,
right? Now, what I need to understand is that who owns the IP of that camera that I'm buying off the shelf,
yeah,
right?
exactly.
You don't.
No,
We're buying it off the shelf. The person that we're buying it from is allowing us to use it, including the license to use it. But make no mistake about it, they own the IP if we're using any of their software.
exactly.
So we're doing that because that's the starting point. And I know that that may not be the ideal situation, or maybe the speaker or whatever we're using off the shelf comes with the not requiring to work hard on something that somebody else did.
Proof of concept.
But
Let's get to proof of concept.
Thank you. And those are little things that we need to have better conversations with. I think people need to understand more. Everyone thinks that their IP is like everything. It's parts of your IP that are done, but what's more important
Right.
is delivering a product that a consumer loves. Have you ever bought a product that you love and ever wondered, hey, I wonder if this is patented?
Exactly.
Like
Yeah, all the
never.
time. Yeah.
When you
Not when you buy it and you love it, you're using it.
no, and
When you're going to make it and you want to own it your own, now that you start looking at
well,
that
because
part.
you think that the value is in the protection. Look, you need patents and you need protection because it's part of the business conversation. But as a consumer,
I just
I
want to
have
sell.
like when you see a trademark or a registered trademark, do you go, "Oh, I gotta register trademark my name"?
No.
No, there's
No.
what I hear today. I heard that, and again, allegedly or presumably, Matthew McConaughey has trademarked. All right, all right, all right. So
Mm,
apparently, I owe him some money just by saying that now.
yeah.
Right? I love that. I mean, but he's probably earned that,
You probably earned it.
right? Or maybe the director or the writer or
Whoever wrote that up.
whoever wrote that up
Well,
earned it.
right.
I also in the again patent attorney conversation or IP attorney conversation. Apparently, Taylor Swift is trademarking her voice because Guess what is happening right now with
AI
AI,
is copying her voice.
right? So look at I can see that becoming a real world where I got a voice. I should probably
Our
trademark my
likeness.
voice. Yeah, and
Exactly.
likeness. So
Gotta protect this.
so is does that sound
It's
easy or is that hard work?
That's a lot of hard work.
Yeah.
That's a ton of hard
But
work.
does it need to be done?
Not always.
Not always. But in this
Sometimes,
conversation, it's
maybe.
it's it's actually a decision that has to be made because it always is hard work. How much does it cost to get the work done right?
Yes.
Right? Because I think everybody
Well,
can say,
those are subjects you want to tackle early.
"Yep."
Those are subjects you want to go through and sit with a professional and know these things upcoming. Maybe not at the beginning, but once you get to a point, there are times you want to have those conversations.
So
You know?
I'm very repetitive, like when I'm talking to people every day, because it really is the same. It's not a shtick. It's not a script. It's conversation, and the conversation is really this. You know, I've had to hire the 65 people on this team that do the specific work that is needed to get the job done because
Yes.
everyone has a very significant role. And I'm the guy, and you're the guy in your other world
Mhm.
that we want every shortcut. I hired everybody that you're looking to hire. I've been on Upwork. I've been on, all the freelance. I've been on Facebook. I've been all these places. And at the end of the day, the people that are out there that you can hire, I have only found a small, small, small group of people that did not fail me. And when they fail me, they fail my client. So that's not acceptable to me.
We're
But
doing it for two reasons. Number one, we're doing it because it's easier for us to work. More importantly, it's more important for you guys to have everything in house, to have the people here, the right
so
people to do the
so
work.
important. And so look at the hard work isn't just hard work, it's smart work, right? Let's lay it on the table. I need, and Bobby needs, and the team needs, we need to have the team do the parts that we know that are hard with your flexibility to say, okay, what can I do in the meantime? What are things people could start doing in the meantime, Bobby, while we're designing a product? Because do I need them to come here and like sit behind an AutoCAD desk and
No,
actually figure out how a gear ratio works and
no.
figure out where injecting pins have to come out and where the factory says you got to move this and you have to almost redesign the entire interior? Do
That's
I
why
need you to do
that's
that?
why we have those people for. That's why we have
Because that's
engineers
hard.
for. Exactly.
That's
That's hard
hard
work.
work, right? And honestly, they get paid good money because that is not just hard work, it is a specific skill of hard work.
Your hard work and your if I keep going back construction, you're a musician, you do what you do to make your living like you have to. You brought us your product for us to help you, and we have the professionals to help you with that
Right.
product. So you don't have to make 10,000 decisions and go to 18 different places to try to get your product done. We can help you all along the way and make smarter choices that we don't have to go back 6 months later and start from scratch because no one took uh, this part that's very important to this product to use because nobody ever thought of it. We did.
Exactly.
We did that for you.
Well, and to that point as well, it's knowing how not to go too far,
Exactly.
right? Because again, and this is going to be
Yes.
another podcast that we're going to do later. Is just when is too far too far? Because too far doesn't bother us. I got no problem making a product beyond the scope that came in here because I'm going to manufacture it,
Yes.
but it's going to come down to affordability. Something made out of paper is way cheaper than making it out of plastic. So look at here's what I recommend. Everyone, please, when you get our proposal, review it. Those are the 65 people that I have that are doing work that you cannot find out there. And on top of that, there's out of those 65 people, 60 of them are doing the work.
Yep.
5 of them are making sure there's a continuity from the way a project came in to the way a product came out. And in between that, there is legal services that need to be discussed as a
Exactly.
third party conversation. There's other hard work that needs to be done, but the biggest hard work comes right at the end, but starts at the beginning, is if you aren't thinking about how to go sell your product idea, you are not doing the
You're not
real
doing
hard work,
business. Yeah.
right? So hard work is hard work. Hard work is going to sell the product, going to start telling people that there's a pre-sale or get the email list to say, when this product comes out, you're going to be my first customer. You know
Exactly.
why? It's not hard work. It's actually uncomfortable work.
Mhm.
Uncomfortable work, whenever you get to a point and you start getting frustrated because you can't do it and it's frustrating work, that is when you need to go get someone else to do it. I personally,
Sales is not easy.
oh,
Please understand, selling a product is not easy. You have a shop owner there. People walk into their store, look at stuff and walk away. that breaks them a little. That breaks them a little because they want to sell to everyone.
Yep.
But you have to understand, not everything's for everyone. So you go to the next person. You can't fail. This is your dream that you're working. We started with the dream.
Start with
We
the
started with the
dream.
dream.
Oh
That
yeah, I
dream is
switched it
work.
to hard work, right?
It's hard work.
Yeah,
It is
building a
hard
dream
work.
is hard work.
Remembering your dream is hard work. Now making it reality.
The older you
and-
get, it gets even harder.
Oh my God! Stop.
But you know what? When the older you get, you appreciate that. You know the dream you had means something, and you got to do something about it. You can't sit idle.
No.
So
No one's going to dream for you.
build your dreams. No one's going to do it for you. If you want to have conversations with us, I'm open to other topics that you want to write and ask questions about. We're in this. This is not like a
Actually, please write us. Give us topics.
yeah. Give us topics. Give us
topics.
conversations. Give us stuff that you want to have.
Respond to us. Give us some comments. Talk to us.
Yep, because we will teach you everything you need to know. I just know that in the areas that I have people here, that is what we do. You don't need any more. You don't need any less. There's always going to be other things that we can do, but the goal is to take your dream and get it to the launch pad. That's what we are.
We're here to help. 100%.
All right. Well, we're going to end this topic today. I appreciate everyone watching this. I
Yes, we
know,
do.
look at this as an investment to your first step. This is hard work. It is to build your dream. We can do a lot of the things like I always say, the heavy lifting. It's your job to bring the conversation, the uncomfortableness. But the first thing that I would tell you to build your dream, understand that no one is going to help you financially unless they believe that you believe your dream is going to be a home run. And that's
Right.
what you got to do. So with that,
I wanted to say one thing. And I want to thank you for the people that have shared our videos. To the
yes,
friends of theirs that have an idea and have a product, share it to them. Let
share
them
it.
reach out to us. I appreciate that more than anyone. I got a friend I want to send it to. Those are one of the things I really appreciate the most. Because a lot of people have actually been looking for something like us
Yeah.
to talk to.
Yeah. We're entrepreneurs
Yes.
that do. We're business owners that
Been
have
there.
proven it. Exactly. So I appreciate, to Bobby's point, please share us, like us, follow us, and give us topics. If you got questions, please ask us. We're here for you guys to make the first step, because that's the hardest one. If without it, you don't go anywhere.
Nowhere.
So
Reach out.
thank you.
Take care.